Welcome back to our channel, Exposing the Great Australian Government. In this video, we will be looking at the official government documentation relating to the judiciary, which will show you what these purported politicians and political parties have done behind your back and behind closed doors to take away any separation of powers between legislative, executive and judicial branches that were granted under our 1901 Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act as proclaimed and gazetted. Don't forget to like and share these videos, as all Australians need to see what these political parties and purported politicians have done behind our backs. And don't forget to subscribe for our future videos. All relevant documents can all be found under this video. We welcome anyone to prove this information incorrect, but please back it up with the facts. Let's get into it. All States Australia Acts Request Act 1985. Their Judiciary. Paul to Jersey from 1971 and How to Make a Crime Pay. Paul became Her Majesty's Counsel QC in 1981, even when there was no Queen within the political party courts. Paul knows constitutional law, even when every state political party removed the people's constitution. But Paul still looked after the political parties and became governor of their Queensland. That Queensland is not within our primary law, Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901, as proclaimed and gazetted. All States Australia Acts Request Act 1985. Their Judiciary. Treason from within. He was called to the bar at the end of 1971, where he developed a broad common law practice with emphasis on commercial and constitutional law. He appeared in all Queensland courts, many times in the High Court of Australia, and twice in London before the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. He was appointed as Her Majesty's Counsel QC in 1981. Wow! Paul to Jersey knows common law, constitutional law, been to the High Court of Australia, also been to the Privy Council, and is a Queen's Counsel QC. Therefore you, Paul to Jersey, with your qualifications, ignorance of the law is no excuse. I can explain this to you. I can't comprehend it for you. Please wake up. Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901 as proclaimed and gazetted. Part 2. The Senate. 7. The Senate. The Senate shall be composed of senators for each state, directly chosen by the people of the state, voting until the Parliament otherwise provides as one electorate, not by political parties.
Senators are there to represent the state. This is a major part in the one electorate. So you've got equal amount of senators for each state. They represent the relevant state as a whole. So all the senators together from one state, how many the number is, all work together and represent as one in the state.
Part 3. The House of Representatives. 24. Constitution of House of Representatives. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members directly chosen by the people of the Commonwealth, and the number of such members shall be, as nearly as practicable, twice the number of the senators, not by political parties.
This is the same issue we got with the Senate. The political parties do not represent us. The House of Representatives are supposed to be representing the people, their constituents in their areas, not with political parties dictating the tune, and it's not within our party interest to help you, all this sort of bullshit's going on. If we have members of the House of Representatives as representing their areas, we can go there and explain to them what we want, what we don't want. He is representing our area, therefore he does what we want. Otherwise we can take him out and tar and feather him. Under this political party system, we have a Prime Minister, or they have a Prime Minister, I should say, because we're not within. They have a member of the opposition. We don't have. There's no members of the opposition. There's no member as a Prime Minister. You can have a Prime Minister in the House of Representatives, but the moment he walks outside, he's just a member of the House of Representatives. He's not a Prime Minister. So therefore, all these contracts signed by these so-called treasonous Prime Ministers throughout time are void. They're not worth the paper they're written on. And this clown we've got today, this sleazy, what do you call him, Albanese sleazy, he's running around the world. I don't know how much, I see the other day there where he is actually going to come to Australia next year sometime. So that'll be good. But he's signing things with no authority, no more authority than you and me. So we've got to wake up to what the hell's going on. Political parties don't represent us.
So here's some of the political parties: Australian Labor Party, Katter's Australian Party, Liberal National Party, the Greens, Animal Justice Party, One Nation, the Great Australia Party, and they all equal political parties, which equals treason. Federal political party corporations have a boardroom called the Senate. They have a meeting place called the House of Representatives. For their corporation, they have a clown, purportedly called the Governor-General, for their corporate sovereign, independent and federal nation in a geographical sense. All state political party corporations have a clown, purportedly called the Governor, for their sovereign, independent and federal nation in a geographical sense. These corporations have no crown and constitutional authority. At one stage, this treasonous clown was called the Honourable Paul de Jersey, but there was no honourable about this man. There was no honourable, as this man was a traitor to the people of our Queensland. None of the above so-called political parties have any authority over anybody outside their corporations. Political party purported Governor-General and all state political party governors sit in treason. Paul de Jersey developed a broad common law practice. Common law of England was changed by the political parties to common law in Australia by the Law and Justice Legislation Amendment Act 1988, Commonwealth Act number 120. Common law of England is entrenched within the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901 as proclaimed and gazetted. The political parties are circumventing our Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901 as proclaimed and gazetted for their republic, which equals treason. Paul de Jersey knows constitutional law, but Paul de Jersey developed a broad common law practice on the 3rd of June 1992. In Mabo versus Queensland, number 2, Mabo case, 1992, HCA 23. The Justices of the High Court of their Australia Political Party Republic Court allowed 5 different common laws. There is only one common law within our primary law, Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901 as proclaimed and gazetted, and that is common law of England, where we the people have every right known to man. Common law of England, common law of Australia, common law Aboriginal title, common law in Australia, common law native title. Paul de Jersey knows common law of England, but
when you have 5 different common laws in one court case, which we've had here in Mabo 2, it just goes to show how corrupt the High Court is. They are just they've sold their total souls to political party corruption, and they strut around thinking their own shit don't stink, and they're the most treasonous bastards out.
So, Paul de Jersey, he was appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court of their Queensland in 1985. His subsequent 29-year judicial career included many circuit sittings throughout the state. He served as chair of their Queensland Law Reform Commission 1996 to 1997 and president of the Industrial Court of Queensland 1996 to 1997. The question must be asked, what law, as all their Queensland courts sit in treason? Australia Acts Request Act 1985. An act to enable the constitutional arrangements affecting the Commonwealth and the states to be brought into conformity with the status of the Commonwealth of Australia as a sovereign, independent and federal nation. When was the referendum? By using the words conformity and status clearly tells us that the status of this Commonwealth of Australia is not our Commonwealth of Australia as established under our primary law, Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1901 as proclaimed and gazetted. All state political parties joined this treasonous system, therefore changing all state definitions from being original states shall mean such states as parts of the Commonwealth at its establishment. To the treasonous political parties, status of their Queensland as a sovereign, independent and federal nation in a geographical sense, writing on paper. In the Oxford Dictionary, status is a noun, the official classification given to a country. Under the status of their Queensland as a sovereign, independent and federal nation in a geographical sense, there is no Crown and constitutional authority. Therefore, all judiciary sit in treason. Political parties sit in treason. The Governor-General and the Commander-in-Chief sit in treason. All state governors sit in treason. Wow, Paul de Jersey knows constitutional law, but he served as chair of their Queensland Law Reform Commission 1996 to 1997 and sold his soul to the treasonous political parties. Australia Acts Request Act 1985 Interpretation 16.1. In this act, unless the contrary intention appears, court includes a judge, judicial officer or other person acting judicially. Lawyers, liars. We congratulate you on your admission to the legal profession. You have become what we term officers of the court. That terminology reflects your predominant duty to the court and the administration of the law, a duty which predominates over the duty to the client and is important to the court's discharge of its role, the delivery of justice according to law. That designation also reflects the reality that you owe your professional legitimacy to the court. It is the court which admits you, and it is the court which will, as necessary, impose sanctions for ethical dereliction.
Just think about what's been said there and what's written. Now, a lawyer goes into the Supreme Court and he agrees to work in the court system. The court system is in treason. The lawyer sells his soul to that system. He turns around and at the same time, like, he must obey the courts, their system. So she has sold their soul. They think their own shit don't stink by doing it. Now, these people take you. An honest person would go to a lawyer and ask for help. That honest person would get sold out in these treasonous courts. Some of you might remember a lady called Erin Brockovich. Erin Brockovich used to do the advertising for Cheyenne lawyers in Australia. Erin Brockovich came to Queensland and came to Cairns and did a speech one night. The lawyers there, Cheyenne lawyers, hired a big picture theatre out and had a meeting with those who wanted to come could come, and I was allowed to go. I sat about 2 rows back from the front, and Erin Brockovich gets up there, and you've got all these lawyers and QCs and barristers, whatever they all call themselves, I don't know. I wasn't even interested in the lying bastards. But Erin Brockovich gets up and gives a speech on this and that, and then she opens it up to the public. A few people got up and said some things, this asked this question, that question. Then I got up and I was allowed to speak. So I explained to her what these clowns down the front, these low-life lawyers, barristers, QCs, whatever they were, I didn't mess about with them. They were just pieces of shit down the front. I explained to them what they were and what they were enforcing. So I thought, well, I better sit down after I've been going for a while before I get thrown out. And I was surprised at how many people actually clapped me. And a bloke up the back got up and jumped up and says, I believe everything that bastard down the front said. So I thought, well, I'm on a roll, let's go for it. So I got up and explained to her the cops. They're just damn well pigs. They've got no crown or constitutional authority. Then I got into her about the money, because the money's a total fraud. So where they're paying her in fraudulent money, because the money's has got no value backing it. It is just a total fraud. Anyway, I sat down. She walked off the stage. She gave me her email. She said, I want you to be in touch with me. Every damn low-life lawyer, barrister, QC, whatever they were, walked off the stage with their heads down. I get really pissed off with the system. I turned around and went about 4 or 5 weeks later, whatever it was, I went and seen Cheyenne lawyers in their office. They still remembered me. They still knew who I was, but they wouldn't talk to me. I thought, well, at least they could fire up and we could have a sort out. But no, lawyers are useless, lying pieces of shit.
So put in simple terms, you have sold your souls to these treasonous political party courts. All you are is low-life pieces of shit. You sell your clients to treason and then charge them. Interpretation 16.1. In this Act, unless the contrary intention appears, Governor, in relation to a state, includes any person for the time being administering the government of the state. This 16.1 alone is an act of treason. This so-called governor sits in treason, has no crown and constitutional authority. This governor in cancel, the person for the time being administering the government of the state, doesn't represent the crown, but the political parties still call him, her, a governor in the pretense that the people will be none the wiser and still think we are a constitutional monarchy. By doing this, the political parties have proven that they have the knowledge of the treason they have created, removing all state constitutions with crown authority. Paul de Jersey knows constitutional law, but he served as chair of their Queensland Law Reform Commission 1996 to 1997 and sold his soul. How low can you go? Since Walter Campbell, traitor, assented to the Australia Act's Request Act Queensland on the 16th of October 1985, selling his soul to the political parties by using the Royal Coat of Arms for what would not pass the Royal Coat of Arms, by joining this treasonous conspiracy by using treason to restrain and remove Her Most Excellent Majesty, the People's Queen, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of our other realms and territories, Queen, Head of the Commonwealth, Defender of the Faith, from her oath, equals wilful treason. No royal assent to any acts and no QC in any Queensland State Court from that date, 16th of October 1985 forward, equals treason. Again, all courts sit in treason. Paul Judiciary sits in the Supreme Court. On 17th of February 1998, he was appointed as the 17th Chief Justice of their Queensland and served in that role for more than 16 years until 8th of July 2014. He sat at both trial level and on appeal, and regularly in regional courts. In 2012, he led the Metropolitan Court's move from the courthouse at 304 George Street to the Queen Elizabeth II Courts of Law at 415 George Street. He was instrumental at all stages of that new courthouse development. Queen Elizabeth II equals Queen of their Australia. Treasonous political party court building full of their definition of court. Our definition of their court, pieces of shit. Paul Judiciary knows constitutional law, but Paul Judiciary, Republic Australia Court, equals treason, and he sits under this Supreme Court, Queensland. So, Centenary of Bar Association of Queensland, ceremonial sittings, Banco Court, Thursday, 12th of June 2003, 9:30 a.m. The association's insignia incorporates the Queensland State Badge, a light blue Maltese cross with St Edward's crown at the centre, equals treason. So on the left we've got the Maltese cross with the St Edward's crown, created for political parties' republic, which equals treason. The one on the right is ours with the imperial crown linked to British Empire with royal warrant, sits on top of the seal of Queensland. Paul Judiciary tells us the treasonous political parties created a new seal, a look-alike to our seal of Queensland, public functionary seal. This change is because the treasonous political party governor can't use the royal coat of arms. And Paul Judiciary, Republic Australia Court, equals treason. Queensland Council of Social Service, QCOSS, and National Education and Employment Foundation, NEEF, luncheon. Parliamentary Annex, 19th of October 2004, 12:30 p.m, Poverty and the Law. The stipulation is for equal justice, of which the probably best known symbol of the Supreme Court is the statue of Themis, standing with dignity before the courthouse in George Street. She is quite regularly displayed in television coverage of legal proceedings. Our portrayal of Themis is customised to Queensland. On her belt she bears a casting of the Supreme Court seal. As you can see in the picture, it's been enlarged, the seal of the Supreme Court of Queensland. So this court has Crown authority, and the Judiciary stand in the place of the sovereign, in whose name they administer justice, and that therefore whoever is served with Queen's writ and can be compelled consequently to submit to the decree made is a person over whom the courts have jurisdiction.
This system of they've got the new court now, but this is the Greek goddess of justice. Themis is. This that they have removed this system. In some of the Supreme Courts I've been in, they still have that seal up the back. The courts are still, because we're not a republic yet, but they're pushing like hell for it. But they still haven't we haven't agreed to become a republic yet. This is one of their biggest faults, is if we can do this before they can get us into a republic. They are accountable for all their treason they've created. Their money is fraud, their courts are fraud, the police are not police, they're mercenaries. All the system has to be sorted out. This is just total corruption at its highest level.
Letters patent constituting the office of Governor of the State of Queensland. Number 6. Appointment of judges, justices, etc. The Governor may constitute and appoint in our name and on our behalf all such judges, commissioners, justices of the peace, and other necessary officers and ministers of the state as may he lawfully constituted or appointed by us. See also Royal Instructions to the Governor, Clause 9, Post Constitution Act of 1867. What's
section
14 to 16. Queensland's Constitution Act 1867. Section 14 is referendum entrenched. This section keeps the separation of powers of the Crown Courts from the legislature and the government. Australia Act Request Act 1985, number 69, changed section 14. Australia Act 1986, number 142 of 1985, changed section 14. Public Service Act 1996, number 37, changed section 14. Constitution of Queensland 2001, number 80, totally removed section 14. The above 4 acts are void, as no referendum. All judiciary sit in treason. All done by and for the Republican political parties, so they could appoint their judiciary and have total control over their Republican treasonous courts. Paul de Jersey, with his Supreme Court of Queensland, Republic Australia Court, equals treason. 11th Conference of Chief Justices of Asia Pacific, Banco Court, Tuesday 22nd of March 2005, 2:15 p.m. Managing relations with the executive. Paul de Jersey knows constitutional law, but fundamentally it is the executive which in this democracy appoints the judges.
In that system, we're not a democracy. This is why they keep pushing this democracy system, because the political parties own everything at that time. We're a constitutional monarchy, and this clown Paul de Jersey knows constitutional law. Bullshit. This bastard knows that he's accountable for it. He knows it well and truly. This is in his speech. Fundamentally, it is the executive which in this democracy appoints the judiciary or the judges. This is just a private damn system enforcing their laws in a coup system to take over the Commonwealth of Australia as well as our Queensland.
So, in 1999, we the people voted to stay as a constitutional monarchy, not as a political party democracy, republic, dictatorship, which equals treason. The executive appoints the governor and places their republican seal, public seal of the state, over the commission. Total treason. The executive appoints the judiciary for their Australian courts under their republican seal, public seal of the state. Total treason. These political party private governors, Australian courts are enforcing treason to the benefit of the political party's republic. Political parties Queensland as the status of a sovereign, independent and federal nation in a geographical sense. Treason from within, Queen of Australia. You've got the traitor standing in front of the treasonous flag on the left. You've got their treasonous seal, Queensland Parliament. You've got another treasonous Elizabeth II.
I sent that Queen of Australia seal over to England, to the Garter King of England, and he stipulated, I do not have that in my office. So therefore it is plainly not a royal seal. It doesn't have a royal warrant. It is just a homemade seal made by political parties.
So maybe we could make up our own seal.
Mm.
And then we've got the Supreme Court Queensland. So under that we've got these 6 traitors. The above 6 so-called Queensland governors all sold their souls to the treasonous political parties, all appointed by public seal of the state. The state has taken ownership of the Crown. Therefore all 6 governors sit in treason. These treasonous governors have no Crown and constitutional authority, therefore can't give royal assent to any act. All states are the same. That's why every state parliament tells us all acts from 1986 forward are only purported acts with purported enactments. Walter Campbell was the so-called governor of Queensland that sold his soul to the treasonous political parties and enacted their Australia Acts Request Act 1985, number 69, and purportedly gave it royal assent. So look who is here. The so-called Honourable Paul de Jersey. Nothing honourable while he sat in the treasonous political party's court with our Crown and constitutional authority, sitting as a quorum, with the power of an individual, expecting people to bow and scrape to his treasonous presence. Wow. Paul de Jersey knows common law, constitutional law, and is a Queen's Counsel, QC, Chief Justice of the political party Supreme Court of their Queensland. Therefore you, Paul de Jersey, with your qualifications, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Mens re, guilty mind. Right, we move on to extracts. Volume 366, number 70. Tuesday, 29th of July 2014, a proclamation by His Excellency the Honourable Paul de Jersey AC, Governor in and over the state of Queensland and its dependencies in the Commonwealth of Australia. And this is a copy of the commission. Elizabeth R in the top right hand corner. Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen of Australia, and her other realms and territories, head of the Commonwealth. To our trusty and well-beloved Paul de Jersey, Companion of the Order of Australia. So, a greeting. Appointment of Paul de Jersey to be Governor. 1. We do, by this our commission under our sign manual and the public seal of the State of Queensland, appoint you, the said Paul de Jersey AC. Commission of 1st July 2008 superseded. Number 3. And we do hereby appoint that so soon as you shall have taken the prescribed oaths and have entered upon the duties of your office, this our present commission shall supersede the commission under our sign manual and signet.
So if pushing the point here, this is a case of you have to read these things to find these things out. He's going in under the public seal of the state, which is a company seal. He's just a piece of shit. And when they're taking that public seal of the state off the original one, the signet is shown. So there's a sign manual and signet. And now remember, they've been trying to remove the signet all the way through this whole system because the signet is the authority of the commission. So they cover the signet up, put their public seal of the state over. Like Peter Beattie keeps telling you, Queensland is a constitutional monarchy, but the Queen must sign the commission. So what we do, we put a corporation seal over the signet, so we can take ownership of the governor, state governor, and then we take that off when we chuck him out, and we put that cover, public seal of the state, over the new one going in. This is just, they're explaining to us how corrupt they are. All we've got to do is learn to read.
So, this is from Government House, Queensland. His Excellency, the Honourable Paul de Jersey, AC, Governor of Queensland. Paul de Jersey was called to the bar at the end of 1971, where he developed a broad common law practice with emphasis on commercial and constitutional law. Paul de Jersey was appointed as Her Majesty's Counsel, QC, in 1981. Paul de Jersey was appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court of their Queensland in 1985. Paul de Jersey was appointed as the 17th Chief Justice of their Queensland on the 17th of February 1998. Paul de Jersey, in your career you have sold your soul many times. You have enforced treasonous political party treason over innocent people. You have sat as a treasonous state governor and enjoyed all the privileges of the office. Remember, treason, treachery and fraud don't have sunset clauses. Treason from within. Constitutional Commission, 1988. Whitlam throws all states under the bus from 1973 forward. Proposed alteration to the Constitution with their corporate trademark that they've got in Washington. Constitutional Commission. Signatures are from Volume 1. Yours sincerely, Sir Maurice Byers, CBE QC Chairman. Professor Enid Campbell, OBE. Honourable E.G. Whitlam, ACQC. Honourable Sir Rupert Hamer, KCMG. Professor Leslie Zines. Bill number 1, an Act to alter the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act by omitting obsolete words and so as to recognise the Queen of Australia. Bill number 2, an Act to alter the Constitution so as to require senators and members of the House of Representatives to take oaths or affirmations of allegiance to the Queen of Australia. We need a referendum for the Queen of Australia. Where is it?